So it's 2 a.m. and they're still talking. And Chet said suddenly there was a change in Darlene's voice. She was startled by something and said, "Oh my God," 3 to 4 times. Then it went silent, but the phone didn't hang up.
Oh my
I
God.
got chills.
Oh my God. What up, dogs?
Hello, everyone. Look at my arm. Look at my mic arm. It's crazy.
What's wrong with it?
It's just taking up half the frame, I feel like. Whatever.
Whatever. Sounds good. Hey everyone, what's up? How y'all doing? Hey, real quick at the top. Hey, this is Rachel. What up? My story last week was the Halloween episode. Remember, it was like creepy listener stories. Y'all are the best. Y'all loved them. Wow, we got a lot of questions for Carrie. Carrie regarding Tom, the library
ghost.
guy, the ghost. Okay, she does not know what the red book was. I'll tell you that.
It fell. I saw those questions. But what book dropped?
I was like, even in my follow-up email to her, I didn't even think to ask that, but it's a great question. So I did ask her that.
I wonder what answer y'all are looking for. Like,
well, one said
something
it could
creepy.
be like depending on what it is, it could be a message from the other side, like depending on what the book was. But unfortunately, y'all, she does not know. Here's what she said. She said, "I honestly have no idea. It was just a cellophane wrapped hardback. It was red, faded, older fabric covered book. But I do know for sure that I was in the 100s," and then in parentheses, long time Dewey Decimal System lover here, because I was taking a psychology class in college. And at the time, I was wanting to check out books on the subject during my break. And within that section is a bunch of metaphysical / occult stuff too. So insert spooky ghost sounds here, she said.
Okay, so
that's
there
all I
tells
got.
me that story was legit. Like,
it is legit. We already knew that.
Oh, I know that. But like, I'm like, damn, if there's ever any doubt, she's like, no, here's what it is. It was old. It was distressed red book, whatever.
Yeah. She also included some pictures of Tom because the library,
in case y'all see him.
In case you see him too. The library has like an archive, like a website, and he was like there for so long. He was such a like integral part that they have like a whole thing about him. He's sweet.
That's
so sorry, y'all. I just want to put that at the top because a lot of y'all asked that question. Whoa. But that is crazy. So she was in the 100s. That's all I know.
That's all you got.
It was red and old.
Someone's gonna know it.
Hey. I bet it was. Yeah.
Well, for all you Ole Miss listeners, we are going to be at the UGA Ole Miss game this weekend. Can't wait. Hotty toddy. Haven't been back to Oxford since 2017.
17? Yeah. Oh,
Can't
my
wait.
God.
Look for us in the Grove.
Cannot wait.
I can just jump right in, and I want to. So, because I'm excited.
Oh, wow. What is it?
Well, I'm going to tell you about Adam Lane. Okay.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Sources: CBS News, ABC News, Boston Globe, PennLive.com, NJ.com, as in New Jersey, and Rutland Herald. 42-year-old Darlene Ewalt and her husband Todd Ewalt lived in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and they have 2 kids, Nicole, who's 19, and Nick, who's 22. Todd was the football coach at their local high school, and Darlene was a saddle maker, which is pretty badass.
Like horse saddles?
Like horse saddle.
Oh, okay, cool.
And if you're ordering a handcrafted saddle, you're a badass too. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm screaming.
Darlene and Todd had known each other since they were 15 years old, and they were very much the opposites of each other. Todd was more reserved, and Darlene was the outgoing social one. Her daughter said that she was the type to go out of her way to make sure that everyone was included. If there was someone in the corner at a party, she said she would make the effort to go ask them to come over and join the conversation.
Oh, that's a very good quality to have.
It's so likable. And I love that example because I can envision her perfectly. She is number 1 on everyone's invite list.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You are putting her in the middle at a dinner party, you know?
Oh, yeah. Very important spot.
Very.
But she could handle enthusiasm. Yeah.
On July 12th, 2007, she and Todd went to dinner with friends Patty and Chet, who they became really close with because their sons played football together, again, coached by Todd. And after each game, Darlene would have them over to grill out or chill. So they became really close friends.
Oh, fun.
So that night at dinner, Patty and Chet invited them on a cruise to the Caribbean, which Todd immediately turned down. It was going to be in the middle of football season and he didn't think he could get away, but Darlene was all about it. Didn't mind leaving Todd in the dust and being the third wheel.
Mama's out.
She's like, no, I'm in. She's amped.
Yeah.
So the following night on July 13th of what year, Rach?
1475.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. So Darlene was outside getting water from her well. And
hey, wells are dope.
I'm just kidding. They are dope, but I was just testing you. No, it's 2007.
Oh, I said that.
First time listeners here. We don't do no old world crimes for these people.
I think more people appreciate that than not.
Oh, 100%. Everyone's just as bored with crimes that took place in the 1800s as we are. So that's good.
Yeah. Sorry.
You are.
And that's not even
people.
Insensitive to say because it was so long ago. There's just no personal connection.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that bad? Sorry.
No.
Okay. There you go. Rebecca said it.
Sorry. The following night, Darlene's on the phone with Chet planning stuff for the cruise. And at 10 p.m., Todd comes into the living room and says he's heading to bed. And she told him that she'll be up in a few minutes, which he laughed at and said, yeah, right. Because she often stayed up late on the phone with friends, just, gabbing away.
I love that.
And I do, let's just go ahead and address this because a lot of people speculated if something was going on between Chet and Darlene. Like the four of them have been friends for years, but I know it's not that common for the wife of one couple and the husband of the other couple to be up late on the phone chit-chatting, but we don't know their dynamic. Maybe Chet and Darlene are the planners of the foursome. Who knows? But they were not having an affair. Okay. There's just a lot of
interesting.
I know.
Okay. I do find that unusual. I'll be honest.
I get it.
But I mean, he could also be on speakerphone and Patty's there too. And that would not be unusual. Right?
Sure. Right. But Patty's not there. But that's okay.
Oh, okay. We already know that. Okay. Interesting. No big deal.
So just after 2 a.m. that night, which happened to be Friday the 13th, Todd wakes up to flashlights in his face and a man yelling at him to put his hands in the air. At first, he thought it was their son, Nick, and his friend who may have come home drunk and were playing a joke, which, by the way, wouldn't be funny.
No.
But moments later, he saw Nick come out of his room handcuffed and noticed the men had guns. So still half asleep, he's thinking this is a home invasion until he saw the blue lights coming from outside and he realizes it's the cops.
Oh. Shit.
Did you think it was a home invasion too?
Yeah, but I was like, wow, they came with handcuffs? I don't know. What? Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nick's getting arrested?
So Nick's handcuffed. He's not arrested yet. You chill.
Okay.
So they handcuffed Todd too, and they put him and Nick in the kitchen and will not tell them what's going on.
These aren't police. Right?
As several more police officers swarm in, they are both screaming, demanding to know what's going on, but no one would answer them, literally pretending like they're invisible.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's a very weird way to go about this. So they're calling out for Darlene, but she doesn't come. About 30 minutes goes by, and Todd notices Darlene's purse is on the ground and tells Nick she must be in the house because she wouldn't leave without her purse and cell phone there.
Oh, and it's 2 a.m. Why she wouldn't leave anyway? Oh, God.
Right. Some time goes by. One source says 3 hours, but that's not confirmed. Others just say some time goes by. So I don't know how long. But the cops walk into the kitchen where Todd and Nick are still being held and just say, Darlene's dead.
What?
That's it. Todd is in utter shock, confusion, and is silent. But Nick immediately starts screaming. And because he's still handcuffed, he's unable to punch a wall. So he just starts headbutting the refrigerator repeatedly.
Ow. Oh, my God. Wait.
To the point of denting it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like tons. He's giant, too. He plays football. He's like 6'3", 280.
Damn. These are real police?
Yeah. Real police.
This is a weird procedure, a weird break from procedure, I would think. This is strange. Okay, go.
Yes. Well, a man posing to be Nick Ewalt on Reddit. I just say posing because who's to say? He says his Nick, but you don't know. But he says that these police are incredibly incompetent. Actually said they couldn't even find me in bed, and that's why I got his stats. I'm 6'3", 280, and they didn't see me sleeping in bed. They're idiots, like really calling him out.
This is
Anyway.
Harrisburg,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania? Oh, okay.
They allow them to call Nicole, who is not in the house at the time, and she rushes over, and police finally sit them down to tell them what happened. And actually, it's from Chet's point of view since he was on the phone with Darlene.
Oh, okay.
After Todd went upstairs to go to bed, Darlene was still on the phone with Chet, making plans for the cruise, and decided to go sit out on the back patio since it was a nice night out. Well, 4 hours later, she's still out there, still on the phone. So it's 2 a.m. and they're still talking. And Chet said suddenly there was a change in Darlene's voice. She was startled by something and said, "Oh my God," 3 to 4 times. Then it went silent, but the phone didn't hang up.
Oh my
I got
God.
chills.
Oh my God.
He could hear background noise like leaves crunching. So he's screaming her name, but she won't respond. He woke Patty up. That's how I know that Patty was not on speakerphone. He woke Patty up and told her that something happened and they need to go check on Darlene. They rush over there, and because Chet knew that she was on the back patio, they go straight to the backyard.
Oh God.
It was pitch black dark, but there was light shining from the kitchen, and they could see Darlene slumped in the chair. Obviously unresponsive, they lean her upright and her head falls back, and with her eyes still wide open, they see her throat had been slit. It's a horror movie. That is literally a scene in every horror movie I've ever seen.
I mean, what?
They don't even attempt to walk inside or call Todd's name. They have no idea what's inside or who is inside, so they immediately call 911.
Hell no.
Honestly, I think I would do the same thing.
Oh my God, yes. I'm saying hell no to walking inside.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's when Todd's bombarded by police. As it goes, Todd is number one suspect. His wife was killed on the back patio while she was on the phone with another man, no less. This is the cops' line of thinking.
Oh, here we go.
And Todd heard nothing. They found that bullshit. So they questioned him for hours. But Chet defends Todd, saying she didn't scream. There was no struggle. He stayed on the phone with her the entire time, and all she said was, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," in a trembling voice, and then it went silent. No one would have woken up. Shit.
Wow.
But police were not satisfied with that. And the following day, they called Todd into the station for more questioning and asked him about he and Darlene's pain points, which he said they've had a few arguments over money and spending, but nothing that would ever lead to murder. And they flat out said, "We've looked at your financials and we think you killed her over money problems." And he is adamant that is not true. He had a good job. They had sufficient savings. To him, there were no money issues.
Yeah. And who are they to say? I mean, unless you're a ton in debt and it's clear you're having money issues. Like,
right. And in all my research, which I was digging a lot, I didn't see one insane life insurance policy or something. Like, back off.
Right.
Then they tell him that Darlene was going to divorce him, and he knew that. He says that's complete bullshit. They had no issues. It tells them to hook him up to a lie detector.
Oh, so you said he knew that. Like, that was true.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like they're saying like Darlene was going to divorce you and you know it type thing. And he's like, "The fuck I do."
Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah.
Next.
So he's like, "Can I get strapped to a polygraph, please?" And they're like, "Sure." And 45 minutes later, police come in with the results that he failed. Right then and there, Todd stops the interview and asks for an attorney. 2 weeks later, and over 100 miles away in Bloomsbury, New Jersey, 38-year-old Monica Massaro failed to show up at work one day. Monica ran a house cleaning business, and when she wasn't working, she was pursuing photography and following Aerosmith. Big Aerosmith fan.
Hell yeah.
No, love it. She would spend a few weeks during the summer going concert to concert from Maryland to Vegas to Atlantic City. Steven Tyler is her person.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. Wow. Fun.
Why do I love when people like have such solid passions like that? I'm like, I love that.
I do too.
Good for you.
Good for you. You gotta have. Everyone has something.
Mm-hmm. Her friends all had kids, and they would live vicariously through Monica. And they said that she didn't just take life in; she devoured it. Very similar to Darlene, she was outgoing and very social. So it was pretty surprising when Monica, who apparently lived for summer nights out with friends, told them in July 2007 that she would be staying in. This was something she never did. All her friends have kids, and they're all going out is likely a rare occurrence, but she just was not feeling it, so she canceled last minute.
Oh my God, it's one time. Give her a break.
I know, but unfortunately, that one decision
was
was
that night?
detrimental.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wow. Oh.
But and just so bizarre of her. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
but we all got babysitters. What?
Yeah, no, I get
Come on.
it. Come on, girl.
The following Monday, she missed an appointment, and the client she was supposed to meet called her and she didn't answer. This being so un-Monica, he actually went to her house, saw her car in the driveway, and when she didn't answer, he called the police.
Whoa.
I know. Good for him.
Good. Like, she has good people checking in on her.
She does.
Okay. Oh, God.
This was like my nightmare when I was single, to be like alone and like no one know what happened to me.
Oh, my God.
Monica has a good circle.
It's good. That wouldn't happen, please.
I know.
We literally call each other, and if we don't answer within or call back within, I don't know, 10 minutes, we're like, we text each other the password. So, sorry, you are worried about that? Or you were worried about that?
Yeah.
No need.
Well, police got there to do the welfare check, and the door was unlocked. So they start calling her name, and they walked through her house. There was no sign of a struggle at all, nothing out of the ordinary until they got to the bedroom. Monica had been stabbed all over her body. Her sheets were in disarray, like there had been a little bit of a struggle, but she was likely attacked in her sleep where she didn't have time to put up much of a fight.
Mm.
I know, really sad. Her autopsy later determined that she died by the stab wounds in her neck. And with this brutality, they were confident it was someone she knew, but they didn't realize just how many people that would be. I mean, she had a ton of friends.
Yeah.
And she wasn't married, so she was dating around. And she was also a part of an online community dedicated to Aerosmith fans or something like that. I know that's what they said. I'm like, was it just like it could have been like a subreddit. I don't know. But
yeah,
she was chatting with a ton of people virtually too. So they had a lot of people to look into and talk to.
Gosh. Sorry, how old is she?
38.
Okay.
One of Monica's friends, Lauren, her husband must be a true crimer because he didn't like the idea of it being someone Monica knew. So he was online researching for similar murders and came across Darlene's case, which happened 2 weeks earlier.
What?
I know. He's good. He and Lauren brought this up to cops, but considering it was 100 miles away and the two women had no ties, they thought it was very unlikely. The very next night, July 30th, 2007, in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, which is about 30 minutes outside Boston and 280 miles / 5 hours away from where Monica was murdered, Jeannie and Kevin McDonough were just coming home from dinner. They lived with their two kids, 15-year-old Shay and 19-year-old Ryan. Both kids were still out with friends on this night. Again, very similar to Darlene's case, almost eerily, because they have two kids, a boy and a girl. And just like Darlene's case, Kevin, Jeannie's husband, decided to go to bed early, and Jeannie wanted to stay up, not to talk on the phone, but to watch the Red Sox game.
Okay.
Shay came home around 11:45 p.m. and immediately went to the back door to unlock it to avoid her brother's inevitable, "Hey, come let me in" text later that night. But what she didn't know was that Ryan already called their parents and said he was spending the night out. So he wasn't coming home anyway, but Shay didn't know that.
Yeah.
Around 4 a.m., Shay McDonough was woken up by something really cold on her neck. And a man in a black leather mask with the eyes cut out was standing over her with a 15-inch knife.
Shut up. Just for clarity, Shay is the daughter.
She is Kevin and Jeannie's 15-year-old daughter. Sorry.
Oh, God. Okay, so she woke up to this horrifying mask with a knife.
Leather mask.
No.
15 inches. That is the largest knife I've ever heard of, I think. But the first thing she noticed was how big this guy was. He is 6 feet, 245 pounds. You'll come to find out. She didn't just size him up like that.
Pretty good.
He got really close to her ear and whispered, "If you make any noise, I'll fucking kill you."
Shit.
Then he put his hand over her mouth and pressed really hard. She was in a panic. Even if she wanted to scream, she couldn't. She could barely breathe with his large ass hand covering her nose and mouth. He then pulled her covers down to her knees and petrified. This is when fear really set in. She was terrified of what was going to happen next. So she pushed herself against the headboard, praying that her parents would wake up. And it was then that her dad, Kevin, busted in the room.
Oh my God. With the biggest gun she's ever seen in her life, right?
Nope.
Damn it. That's fine though. Yeah, Dad, come and get your ass in here.
Yeah, he had nothing but boxers on. He was asleep.
Oh God.
In an unusual circumstance, Kevin and Jeannie's AC broke that night. And typically it's loud enough to muffle any noise. But on this particular night, they heard Shay's whimpering and decided to go check on her.
Oh, I got chills. Oh my God, that is so horrifying.
It's kind of a double whammy because had it been working, of course, they would have slept right through it. Also, because the AC was broken, Shay slept in the guest room, which happens to be right next to her parents' bedroom because it had a window unit, I think. Her actual bedroom is much further from her parents. So had she opted to sleep in the heat, they would have not heard that either. So divine intervention times 2.
For real.
Kevin saw this 6-foot man in a black mask standing over his daughter, holding a knife to her throat and another one strapped to his leg, and said in a thick Boston dad voice, "Who are you?"
Oh, hell yeah.
The intruder turns to Kevin and charges him. He grabs the man's wrists and they begin struggling. Jeannie hears the commotion, runs in, and Kevin yells at her to grab the knife. They both go into survival mode at this point, and Jeannie rushes over to get the knife, but the intruder is gripping it with everything he has, and his hands are so large, it's essentially taking up the entire grip.
God,
so
who is this? The Hulk?
The ape. Oh my God, compare him to the Hulk in a little bit. That's so crazy. So she has no other choice but to grab the blade side with both hands.
Oh, Jesus.
Kevin somehow overpowers this man and manages to get him on the ground, holding him down while Jeannie is doing her best to hold onto the knife, but her hands are gushing blood. It is everywhere.
God.
After only seconds of having control, the intruder all of a sudden gets a burst of adrenaline and stands up like the Hulk and throws Kevin against the wall.
Oh my God. The
knife slides through Jeannie's hands and she releases it, giving the man full control. And they know they are screwed. Shay is just on the bed screaming. She is freaking out. She doesn't know what to do. She's 15 years old. She's just sobbing. She's in a panic, obviously. So Kevin yells at her to get out, call 911, and grab his gun. She doesn't get a gun. She said they don't even have a gun. But she does call 911. And oh my God, this 911 call is she is so scared. She can't even think straight. At first, she even hangs up on dispatch by accident. And when she calls back, she says, a guy came in my room and held a gun to my throat, like instead of a knife. It's pure chaos. You can hear Kevin screaming in the background to hurry up. Then all of a sudden, it's complete silence.
What?
And everything stops for a split second. And the dispatch asks if the intruder is still there. And Shay just starts screaming in fear. She doesn't want to go in that room. She's scared. She's now officially alone with the killer. So after 4 agonizing minutes, cops come racing down the street. Oh my God. I got scared for Shay. I got misty.
Oh my God.
Shay quickly explains the situation while they're running to the bedroom, guns drawn. Her heart is pounding because she doesn't know what they're going to walk into. And when they enter,
you're stressing me out.
And when they enter, they see Kevin has the man in a chokehold and Jeannie is standing over him with the knife.
They killed him.
And the cop tells this monster to not move or they'll blow his fucking head off.
Oh my God.
Here's what happened.
Wait, hold on.
They did not kill him. They're holding the knife. They're holding him. It's a citizen's arrest.
Oh my God. How do you keep finding these like really high intense? This is why you keep winning in the Whose Story's Better.
I live for an on the edge of my seat moment. I know everyone does. I don't remember how I came up with, or I don't know how I researched this. Everyone just loved the Missoula Mahler episode so much. that I was determined to find another one is if y'all know any of these,
give them to me.
Where people take down a monster, you let me have them.
No. Pass.
So here's what happened. After Shay ran out to call 911, Jeannie was certain they were going to die. I mean, they were no longer in a struggle. This man was just standing there with the knife, waiting for the next move. Kevin wrestled in high school and knew a chokehold was the only way to bring a guy this size down. The only chance they had was for Kevin to take the wind out of him, he said.
Oh, Kevin.
So he charged him, whipped his arm around his neck, and threw himself back, pulling the intruder on top of him. When they hit the ground, Kevin knew he was on his windpipe, and he just kept pressing out harder and harder.
Oh, Kevin, you badass.
I know. Jeannie once again grabbed the knife. Once again, blade side. Oh, poor woman.
Oh, God, her hands.
Then she starts yelling at him in hopes to distract him. I don't know, from his own breathing, I guess. So she's just in his face, getting really pissed. Again, I need everyone to envision Boston accents. If I could do one, I would. She's yelling, "Who are you? What the hell were you thinking? What do you want?" And it's the first time they hear him speak. And he says in a painful whisper, "I just wanted money." And she and Kevin look, no, absolutely not.
No.
And she and Kevin look at each other because he has a very thick Southern accent.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And they literally say to each other, "Holy shit, who is this guy?" And then Intruder says, "I'm nobody, let me go." And Kevin says, "You're not going anywhere, you fat fuck."
Hell yeah, Kev.
I know.
Wow. Oh my God.
And that's when they see the blue lights fly into their driveway and yard, and they know it's over. This dude messed with the wrong family.
Yes, they did. Wow. You fat fuck.
You fat fuck.
Really? You got him when he was down. You literally got him when he was down.
Yep. Cops come in, again, yell at the intruder that if he moves, they'll blow his fucking head off, and they put him in cuffs. In addition to finding the horrifying mask, they also found Chinese throwing stars and choking wire.
The fuck? Where the choking wire? Oh God. Chinese throwing stars. Wow.
I know. I thought they were a myth.
A myth. The myth is what I thought.
Let me introduce you to this monster.
Oh my God.
His name is Adam Leroy Lane, which y'all all knew because it's the title of this episode. He is a He is a long haul trucker from Jonesville, North Carolina, and he has zero criminal history. He lives an unassuming life with his wife and 3 daughters.
Shut up.
They found his truck at a nearby truck stop, and inside was his logbook, receipts, more knives, and a DVD player with a movie inside titled Hunting Humans.
Shut up.
I know, I had to look it up. This movie's about a mortgage broker who moonlights as a serial killer that murders people at random with zero motives or ties to them. In New Jersey, the detectives investigating Monica's case, that's the case I just told you about, the 38-year-old, they were initially convinced it was someone she knew, but the lead detective, Detective Noble, actually already considered that maybe it was someone random, given that she only lived 1 block from a truck stop and I-75.
Oh, shit.
Which he said gave him a sense of dread because he was thinking, oh my God, if this guy just got off the interstate and picked a random house, not only did our suspect pool just grow to the entire population, but now he could be anywhere. So if that was the case, they knew the only chance they had of catching this guy was to contact the FBI to run a search in the National Criminal Database to see if there are similar murders across the United States. A knife attack near a busy highway or interstate. And as luck would have it, the FBI had literally just received word from Massachusetts about the McDonough's break-in. And they lived right off 495.
Damn.
And it was only 1 day after Monica's murder. But even with all that, they doubted any connection. It seemed too different to them. A 38-year-old murdered without a sexual assault, and a 15-year-old attacked by what they assumed was sexually motivated. But being diligent, the entire investigative team calls Massachusetts detectives, on speakerphone and start firing off some questions about their suspect.
Mm-hmm.
When they start going through the list of shit they had in evidence, they start reading out the receipts they found in his truck, in Adam Lane's truck. And there it was, a receipt from a truck stop in Bloomsbury, New Jersey on the day Monica was murdered.
Oh, shit.
So New Jersey detectives are all, okay, we're on our way. They go up there to interview Adam Lane. They small talk for a full hour. Again, I know we've said this before, but bless the patience of detectives. I could not
just like
do it.
Shoot the shit.
How can we talk about the weather? How long do we have to do this? You've murdered someone. So,
right.
Eventually they say, we're not here because we think you did something in New Jersey. We're here because we know you did something.
That's right.
And he puts his head down and he says, I'm done. And just starts talking.
Good.
Giving a very gruesome recount of stabbing Monica head to toe between her legs and everywhere.
Oh,
which
no.
all checks out to what they found, what the crime scene was. Definitely not a bullshit confession. They asked if he was aroused during this, and he said absolutely not, saying he loved his wife very much.
So the fuck?
There's his line. I guess that's the line. Cheating. That's something he won't do.
No. He can't be aroused by someone else. That would be wrong.
Right. And you are a true monster if you think cheating is the worst part of that.
Yeah. I mean, God.
A few weeks after this confession in August 2007, test results came back on the knives confiscated from Lane's truck, and one of the knives tested positive for the blood of another victim who lived in Pennsylvania. As we all know, Darlene Ewalt. And thank God it did, because those detectives were all in on Todd, and prosecutors were already building their case against him.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, having no idea what transpired since Darlene's murder.
Yeah.
But Todd, and especially his kids, were freaking out, knowing that their dad could very well go to prison for the rest of his life. And his daughter, Nicole, said that they didn't have the strength to put up with losing another parent.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
Those
God.
DNA results also linked him to another victim that no one really knew about, Patricia Brooks, who lived about an hour away from the Ewalts. She was attacked a couple of days after Darlene's murder, but she did live. She was sleeping in her house, and she woke up to pressure on her neck and a man standing there wearing all black and a black mask, and he slit her throat and ran out. Luckily, she was able to call for help, but she didn't get a good look at the guy at all.
Oh, my God. But she survived?
Yeah, she survived.
Oh, God.
He was ultimately slapped with 10 charges and pled guilty to 9 of them. His sticking point was the attempted rape of a child for his attack on Shay. He is adamant that he was not going to touch her, and none of this was sexually motivated, which is kind of the scariest part. He's never said what the motivation was. It wasn't motivated by anything. He just had some dark hidden desires while posing as a hardworking family man in small town North Carolina.
What were you going to do then? You pulled the sheets down. Ugh,
right.
I can't.
I know.
And talk about an escalation that you're like really getting, oh God, that is disgusting.
Yeah, it was only going to get worse, you monster. Now, I could not accept this answer that he had no red flags. So I dug into his background a lot. And I'll tell you what I found at the end, which isn't much, but it's something. I just want to stay on track for now. So I'll tell you at the end.
Oh, okay.
So the district attorney talked to the McDonoughs about dropping the attempted rape charge to avoid trial, which also meant that Shay wouldn't have to get up on the witness stand and relive that night in front of everyone, including her attacker. So they were comfortable with that, knowing that he was likely going to spend the rest of his life in prison anyway. So he received 25 to 30 years for the attack on Shay and life in prison for Monica and Darlene's murders. The Ewalts and the Massaros, that's Monica's mom, met the McDonoughs and thanked them for being the heroes that they are. Ewalts, and for real.
Wow.
The Ewalts in particular are very grateful, because to them, the McDonoughs prevented an innocent man going to jail and obviously saved countless future victims. Nicole, Todd and Darlene's daughter, said that Jeannie is like a second mother to her now. They call each other regularly. They say, I love you when hanging up.
No.
There's a trauma bond there. Isn't that sweet?
Oh my God.
Jeannie has such survivor's guilt she lost her mom, so she wanted to be a, role model in her life.
Wow.
Shay had a difficult time recovering after the attack. She went off to college. Remember, she was 15 when this happened. So she went off to college a few years later, but she had to come home because the anxiety was too powerful, but she said therapy has helped her tremendously with fear and survivor's guilt.
Oh my God.
Jeannie started journaling to cope with everything, and she kind of saw it as something to show like that her and her family could contribute to like their emotional journey, and one day like showed their grandchildren what they went through. And she had all these newspaper clippings to say it was going to be like a scrapbook. But the more research she did into like why, she couldn't rest knowing that there was no motive. That didn't feel right. So the more research she did and the psychology behind it, and the more she talked to the other victims' families, it just kept snowballing. And eventually it turned into a book called
Oh my God.
Caught in the Act. So y'all give it a read.
Caught in the Act. Oh, I'm scared too. Wow.
And that is essentially the very scary story of Adam Leroy Lane. But for his background, his mother said she did not raise a boy capable of this type of violence, but his first wife disagrees.
Oh,
According to her, he secretly hated women and thought that they were beneath him, which is a great example for to set for his 3 daughters.
I know. I was about to say, and he's married with 3 daughters. Yikes.
Yep.
Yikes.
Right. There's no concrete evidence. Like, I think he got abusive towards her, which is horrible. I don't know why she specifically says he has a hatred for women. I'm like, I don't know examples. There was one dude who said he was always angry. He rode with them for about a month on the road, and they once stopped at a diner to eat, and he was such a dick to the waitress that she came over to ask if she did something wrong. No, terrible. And his friend had to explain that he's just a hateful bastard to everyone.
Oh, good.
So it's like little examples picked from various articles there, like everywhere.
What a piece of shit.
But I don't know where this hatred stemmed from, because there isn't anything out there about his upbringing, which kind of tells me that it was relatively normal. Sorry, but serial killers' mental states are dissected by, at the very least, internet sleuths who know everything about his childhood, and there's nothing out there. And he clearly had a mom who loved him. I mean, she made a comment saying, "I did not raise a violent baby." The only thing that is out there is his obsession with this movie, Hunting Humans.
I was about to say, maybe it has something to do with that movie he keeps watching.
It did. And that fueled him, along with years of confinement. This is the theory. This is the most rational theory I came across.
Well, no, let me actually real quick. Obviously, movies do not dictate this.
No.
Like, he sought out this movie, red flag.
No, absolutely.
The movie did not influence this, nor did any CDs he may have listened to with the explicit sticker on it, or video games.
No, absolutely not.
What is
but
going
the most
on?
rational theory I came across was this movie fueled him, by no fault of this movie at all, obviously, along with the years of confinement taking its toll. One source said the overworked and unhealthy Lane was on edge, like a rat in a cage, but his cage was a semi-truck. He was becoming less stable, and all these conditions would intensify his anger and hatred he already had towards women, and it all started to boil over. So he would park his truck at rest stops and walk through neighborhoods just looking for unlocked doors. He went to several houses before finding his victims. I looked for any comment from his current wife, but the only thing I could find was that she was approached by a reporter for an interview. And when he asked her for a comment, she said, "No comment unless you have a big fat check." This reporter was not planning to pay her, so he just wished her well. And he said, "I hope things work out." And she replied, "I don't think they will," and walked inside.
Sad.
I know, it made me sad for her. But again, that person on Reddit who says they are Nick Ewalt, said that she was seen burning clothes in their front yard a day after being caught, and said that she was not a nice person. And he used way more explicit language than that, but I don't want to.
Okay. Wow.
That's what I got.
I need to know her now. I'm gonna find
serial killer off the streets, thanks to this family. This badass family.
Holy shit.
I know.
Wow.
I just love an intense, battle scene like that.
That ends in the right direction, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm just putting it out there. You don't mean any intense, whatever. You get it.
I'm sweating.
Oh my God.
And I knew the story.
I know, I'm sweating too. This is ridiculous. Holy shit.
Patrons, Maggie, Amanda, Jenny, Danielle, and Ray. Welcome. Thank y'all for joining.
What's up? Thanks. Tell your friends.
Tell all your friends, please. A few custom shout outs from Abigail. I'd like to shout out my mama, Tara, or Tara. Not only is she to blame for my true crime obsession, but she is a badass mom, cancer survivor, marathon runner. She ran a half marathon after her last chemo. Oh my God, like a month after her last chemo. Damn. And she's a real estate agent. She inspires me to strive for greatness, and her passion is helping first-time homebuyers find their forever home in the metro Atlanta area. Hey.
Oh, what up?
Her Instagram is Tara D's Real Estate. TaraDees Real Estate.
Nice.
And she'd love to help you find your forever home.
Wow. Hey, we have a lot of listeners in Atlanta. Good shout.
I was trying to sell a house in Atlanta like a year ago.
Where was Tara D's then?
Where was she? Yeah, I'm just kidding. Everyone go give her a
follow. Wow, that's badass.
That is awesome.
Oh, good for you. Surviving cancer. God, half marathon. I couldn't
Rock
do that.
star.
Someone was chasing me, but awesome.
Yeah, for real. Custom shout out from Haley. Her mom too. Oh my God. And she did it phonetically. Oh my God, I love this. My mom, Elena. Oh my
God, do we mispronounce that much? Like Elena's common.
And my sister Annalise, which you didn't have to do that phonetically. I would have gotten that one. I know a girl who spells it like that.
What? How did Elena spell it? Say how exactly I'm imagining.
2 N's. I probably would have said Alana. Alanna. So I would have said Alana to your point.
No, you did good.
Okay, so they care a lot about their names being said right. Okay. Oh, there you go. And no one ever does. So this will shock them. No, not when I outed that you did it phonetically for me. LOL, love you both. Haley, you're hilarious. I love you. And I love you, Elena and Annalise. Thanks for listening.
That is so funny. You were not supposed to put that she spelled it phonetically.
I really wasn't, but I want to leave it.
It's because fine.
It shows that she cares. Haley cares.
She cares enough to do that.
Yeah, which I appreciate, actually.
Yeah, really.
And last one is from Debbie. I would like to give a shout out to my boyfriend, Dawson. Thank you so much for being my rock for the past 4 years, especially these last couple months. I don't know what Mango and I would do without you. So grateful for you. I love you. Mango's their dog. People. I picture an SNL character. Right?
What?
Wasn't it Mango?
No.
What's his name?
Oh, Chris Can.
Yeah. Y'all know.
Where he's eating. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Chris Kattan, thank you.
Chris Kattan, everyone yelling at us. We hear you.
We know.
Love it. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Y'all are the very best. Most people are the very worst.
Yes, they are.
So keep that in mind.
Oh my God, it is Mango. Chris Kattan.
Thank you.
Wow, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Maybe that's why they named him that.
Huge Chris Kattan
fans.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Thank
y'all.